Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ ATS Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Yeah, here we go, baby. Cruising into a Friday on the After the Show Podcast.
Yeah, Kevin!
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
Kevin!
Keto Kev.
Keto Kev, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kevin, you're my heaven!
Thank you. Got a great support around here.
I think it sounds cool when you open it up and your first words, we start to cheer like we're at a wrestling event. Yeah, fuck yeah, Kevin!
Is that how they do it at wrestling events?
Oh, yeah.
I've never been to one, so I
Definitely.
don't know.
The kids,
Lots of cursing.
maybe the kids not so much, but all the drunk guys who think they can still wrestle. Fuck yeah, Kevin!
That's how it goes.
Yes.
They think they can still wrestle?
Oh, any guy in his 30s or 40s that watch wrestling still thinks they've got moves that they can do in the wrestling ring. Or maybe I'm just talking about myself
And
Yeah.
your friends.
and my friends.
Your friends all think it too.
You got to keep the dream alive somehow, right?
Of course.
That's what you got. Do it. Go for it. Yeah, so I don't know what you got going on this weekend. Spring training starts. Hopefully going to be at the Fit Team Ballpark at the Palm Beaches on Thursday night for the first round of plunking for the Houston Astros as they take on the Washington Nationals. See how that goes. So hoping to get to a lot of spring training games this year.
I was supposed to go Saturday with Panda.
Oh, to the game at Fit Team?
No, Roger Dean Stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what time the game is there on Saturday. My son's got his own baseball game in the afternoon, so I have been relegated to a night game, 6:05 for Astros Nationals, so that's the one I'll be at.
How's Cannon doing? Is he ripping them titties?
He's doing all right. He's playing. You know, it's his third favorite sport, so he doesn't love baseball as much as he loves his football and basketball. But he's playing, so he's out there, you know. Kid's moving around.
Where do they got him at? Third base, outfield?
He plays a little bit of first and a little bit of third, yeah, typically.
Like his godfather. Okay.
Uh-huh, yeah. Look at that. Taking after you, Jay-Bird.
Well, that's not good because his ass will be on the bench real quick.
Yeah, so that's about probably the only thing. He's probably going to lay low a little bit this weekend, too. And then next weekend, Honda Classic. So they had the kickoff party last night. I know at the Gardens Mall was going down. And they did a really good job at Clematis by Night last night with the Nationals. So I really wanted to say that because I got there. The energy was fantastic. Did a parade with them. They had all the stars out there for the Nationals were up on stage. It was just really cool to see something like that, you know, here in West Palm Beach that they did that. The trophy was out there to get photos with.
Did you touch it?
No, I didn't because I mean, I know the rule that it is a big taboo to touch the World Series trophy if you are not a player or part of that organization.
It's also a taboo to steal signs.
Yeah, but obviously that didn't stop baseball.
Yeah.
They're all mad at me for touching the trophy. Well,
Yeah.
Clean up your own
yeah,
house
clean up your own house.
before you come yell over here. Look within.
Yeah.
It's the first time Virginia's ever found baseball interesting.
It is.
From this sign cheating scandal.
You're right.
Yeah, I had to delete my photo with the Astros trophy. I don't know if I believe in it anymore.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh, you are kidding.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron Judge, the big slugger for the Yankees, Virginia, back in the day, you know, he was second in MVP when Jose Altuve won. Now, Jose Altuve is on the Astros. So Aaron Judge, back in 2017, put a tweet out congratulating him. Hey, congratulations, you were first in voting. You're the MVP. Well, ever since this story broke, Aaron Judge deleted that tweet congratulating
He doesn't believe in the way he won.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's been the storyline
Yeah.
this week.
Dang.
Dang.
All right, are we done? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I will say, I'll give you credit. You acted like you gave his shit for about 30 seconds.
I got in it.
Now, as I heard him going on, I'm like, he's going way too far into this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
he's going way too far.
Gosh, Bird, you
Yeah.
got too fucking in it.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine. It's Friday.
Yeah,
Fuck
why
it.
lie? I need a beer.
Yeah.
Open that beer.
Go for it.
That's Marty.
What kind you got there?
Fir-
Florida Hopped IPA?
First available.
Okay. That's the name. That's your favorite beer. First available. That's what he goes for.
Dude, it's Mardi Gras season.
It is Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You jump in the car.
I'd love to, but then Kevin's going to be alone.
Yeah,
Grab his ass too.
He's going to have to ask himself questions on the show. Kevin, what do you feel about this? Well, I feel like... I think it'd just be so tiring.
It would be tough.
That would be really tough.
It would be tough.
Which is
yeah.
why I've been begging you guys just to come to Mardi Gras. Say F it.
Well, now that I've just found out that I have 4 weeks vacation, shit, yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You just found out.
Been
We've
in
been here 5 years.
Yeah, and you had the same deal for 15.
Every year,
Yeah.
15.
Have I had 4 weeks every year?
For 15
no,
years.
not for 15. Not when I first got on Wild. I got on contract like 4 years in, so probably since then.
Yeah, so only
So
11
10.
years.
All right,
11.
It's better than 15.
Only a decade.
So how many days total have you missed out on?
I don't know.
Years.
I love it here. I don't need to take the vacation. You guys are my vacation. You guys are my vacation from my reality.
If you come to Mardi Gras, we could still do the show in New Orleans.
Yeah, one
That's
of
a
these
Kevin.
years.
That's a Ralston question.
Yeah. I'm committed. There's not going to be a lot of outside traveling for me this year. My kids got graduation, so I got a lot of things I'd love to do on the kibosh. They really rape you at graduation for college.
Big time.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to buy your tickets to get into the graduation. They're ridiculously expensive.
How much?
That one I don't have on top of my head, but I do know the hotel rooms are $600 a night.
Well, think about
And you have to buy, I think it's a 3-night minimum.
Oh.
And think about,
Yeah.
too, if you've got a big family like myself, we've got 8 or 9 of us.
Yeah.
You know, you want them all to go. That's a shit ton of money.
Yeah. So
Cap
I mean,
and gown's not cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. So my year of travels and fun are pretty much all about that.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So, but hopefully when we recover financially next year or 3 years from now, we'll be able to go.
Well, you tell me about that Spain trip. I told you, it's on the bird.
Yeah, you're flipping the bill on that
I am
one.
flipping the bill.
Yeah.
If you give me a yes to Spain, I'm going to make it rain.
España. Think about it. Yeah, how great that would be.
That's never going to happen.
There's no chance. That'd be great, though. Yeah.
Would you promise you'll ask the Queen this weekend if we can go skydiving? Because I
Yeah.
just feel in my heart she might be the one that says no.
Yeah, I mean, she may just, I don't care what you do. I
Okay.
mean, who knows?
'Cause I thought we were going to do it a long time ago, and there was maybe an issue.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see where she is on that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, now she's got that. Would that cancel out the life insurance policy? That's probably the only question she'll have.
It's a good question. I don't know.
It is a great question. If you die skydiving,
Yeah.
is there a clause in your life insurance that says that you can't do dangerous stuff like that?
That would probably be the first question I have to answer for her.
And if that's the case, then shit, we're not going skydiving.
Yeah. Dream on,
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
We're not going to die, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I mean, with you, what could go wrong?
What a dick.
Somehow he gets your cord tangled on
my-
his foot.
Nobody needs the extra pile on.
And y'all are jumping out. And, Kevin, I'm so sorry.
He's inside.
And then he survives.
I just do a subtle quick, and she just got to really drag
She's
it
gotta
out.
really fucking
Kind of
just-
like you with your baseball comments.
I thought it was
We all got to sit through shit. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess you're right. This is the life we have chose.
This is your journey, your story.
Yeah. How many episodes of a show do you have to watch before it's counted as binge watching, in your opinion?
3.
I'd go
Okay.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most common answer, 3. Yeah, 3 to 4, 3 number 1 for the choice. And yeah, I kind of feel that way too. 3, you're binge watching.
To me, if you watch 2, that's a block of time. You're not quite there.
Okay.
It's an hour
Yeah.
usually. Although, if you watch a Breaking Bad, that's a 2 hour. That's like watching a movie.
A lot of shows anymore, it's weird. They fit like at about 45 minutes, I've noticed.
Yeah, I noticed Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's usually a 30-minute show or like 20 minutes and change. It's gone way past.
Yeah.
He's going longer this season.
Yeah, there must have been some kind of studies done, and they figured out that the sweet spot might be at about 45 minutes. That seems to be a lot of the shows I watch.
Well, I watched The Office, and that's a good 23 minutes, and it's so short, you want more.
Yeah. The good news is if you do love all that stuff and the binge watching, there might be some shows coming your way. Reno 911 is going to be revived on Quibi. That is the short form content app. Nothing goes over 10 minutes long.
Quibi.
It's set to launch on April 6th. It's the one that
they
had
a
the
Super Bowl
failed
commercial
that nobody liked. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's Quibi. But Reno 911, apparently with all the original cast members, is coming back for short episodes. And John Krasinski, I don't know how far this will go, but he says he would love to be part of an Office reunion. Would it ever happen?
Really? Mm-hmm. I know that Pam and Angela from The Office, they're doing that podcast where they go over episodes and tell you like the behind the scenes things that happen.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
That's fun if you like that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they also say on the TV tip that DVD and digital sales of Friends are up since it left Netflix. So apparently people still have their Jones for Friends, and they're just getting in other places now.
I'll be bummed out when The Office goes bye-bye. They're taking it off Netflix, Virginia.
But they'll put it somewhere.
I'm going to have to buy it.
Yeah.
It's going to be cheap, or it's not going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm. They say that cord cutting is on the rise in the U.S., with the pace at which people abandon pay TV packages accelerating by more than 70% last year. Some 5.5 million customers ditched the large cable and satellite companies, compared with 3.2 million in 2018. And I get it. Really, for me, about the only thing that I'm watching on regular broadcast TV now is sports. And ESPN has an app. So you get the app, and I just watch my sports on that. If that's covered, there's not a lot of other stuff for me to do. I'm pretty much an app watcher. The HBO, they got an app.
Can you get all the NFL games, though?
I don't think so. Because the MLB network, you can't get all the baseball games. In fact,
that's why DirecTV has me by the short and curlies, because they have Saints games and Buffalo games. And in South Florida, Saints games and Buffalo games are hardly ever on regular TV. Mm-hmm. And we love watching our football on Sunday.
The one network y'all got that I'm jealous of is that old classic of wrestling channel. That shit's awesome.
The WWE subscription that Panda has on his iPad.
Yeah, but everything's an app. Like, I know DirecTV has an app. I don't know if you can get all the football games on that. And I know the WWE, they have an app that Cannon, when he was really into wrestling, we were paying $10 a month for.
Yep.
And they would, instead of pay-per-view, I was reading something on that the other day, because when Vince McMahon decided to get away from pay-per-view and do that app, people are like, that's a mistake. But you think about it, at $10 a month, it was more appetizing for somebody like me. I would pay that instead. Like, I would never pay $150 for Ken to watch, a pay-per-view event, or $130 or whatever, but it really comes out to the same price.
Right.
And then they put other shows on there where they put wrestlers in a car and they go on a road trip. I'm like, wait, what are we watching?
Gosh, I remember you and your boy Panda, not you, but Panda and our friends, we would always, the pay-per-view wrestling events, it was like the Super Bowl. Every month, there's one a month. My gosh, we'd fucking love it.
He used to love it.
Snacks galore.
I think he's kind of fallen out of, when we first started dating, I would go over to his friend's house, back when I was still trying to impress him.
Yeah.
I would go over there with him for wrestling night.
Back when you were being fake nice, yes.
Now I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I don't want the wrestling. But he doesn't watch the wrestling either.
Because wrestling sucks now. We're the same age. We like a style of wrestling.
Gotcha.
A type of attitude.
They don't do it anymore.
It's kind of geared to little kids. They took a lot of the salacious shit that we liked. We grew up in the Attitude Era, Virginia.
Okay. Maybe you're just too badass for today's wrestling.
We had our own faction called the Rowdy Cowboys. I mean, we were in it, man.
Wow.
That was our. We had shirts made up.
Would you do the thing where you fall on tables in backyards?
Oh, we did all. We all had our own finishing moves. We all had our own personas, and we weren't that young.
What was your about what age were you?
I mean, right before I got on the radio show.
So
like mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
Yeah, mid-20s.
And what was the name of your finishing move?
So my name was I was King Perta, and I did the Throne Crusher.
The Throne Crusher.
Yeah, that was back then.
Okay.
That was before Hulk Hogan, though.
Show me on Kevin.
I'd love to.
Bring in Denny's. He's good.
How about Reek? Reek!
Suits!
You're on KVJ TV. Okay. Switch them on. Okay.
What does a throne cruncher entail? Entail.
First of all, you have to knock somebody and they're kind of like staggering, and when you get them, gosh, I want to do a throne crusher so bad.
Suits!
I won't really do it hard.
I think he thinks we're kidding. We really want to do it on you, Suits.
Yeah, it's actually, I've never seen a wrestler do this move.
Oh, really? Okay.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
So you're original.
I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I won't hurt you, Suits.
We don't
His
think.
last words.
Yeah, we don't think.
So
Yeah.
basically, Suits says, oh, no.
Do you have backup glasses?
No. So
take off your glasses.
He's staggering.
When he hits you, you have to be staggering around. Like, you're out of it. You're out of it.
Turn around. Oh, hold on. Turn around. What are you doing? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my gosh. He's hooked us on. No, hold on, Suits. Hold on. And then what you would do is I would run forward and then fall straight down like that as a bomb. It'd be called the throne crusher.
Oh, my God.
Gosh, I have tennis elbow right now, and fuck, how are you more hurt than me? Oh.
You just hurt yourself with your own finishing move. You're finished?
I have the worst tennis elbow. Shoulder, whatever.
You play a lot of
He's
tennis?
holding his shoulder, talking about his elbow. You know the difference, right?
Get off my ass. You don't want a throne crusher, do you?
We know you can't do it. That's not a threat.
I'm not scared.
That's why I said it.
Do you want a ball crusher?
Oh,
Well,
man.
you see the magic behind
I
that.
see the magic.
I actually don't see any magic.
You see the tragic.
I'm sorry.
I see the
There's
tragic.
zero magic I'm seeing in all this.
That's the kind of shit me and my friends would do.
That's probably why your ass can't move.
That's definitely a factor. One of the factors.
Well, they say when it comes to watching, a lot of people are trying to figure out the sweet spot right now. And we don't know because a lot of these services, your Disney Plus, your Apple TV, all that stuff is kind of new and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's worth paying for? They say that most Americans are paying more than they realize. The average U.S. consumer forked out $640 last year on subscriptions. Everything from streaming video and music apps, cloud storage, dating apps, online productivity tools. That's a 7% jump from 2017. All this little stuff is starting to add up. And I'm just starting to find, like we had, I think it was SoundCloud was like, hey, you guys going to go to this? And we like, forget that, drop that. I had my Dropbox. I'm like, when do I use Dropbox? I got rid of that. You know, it's just, but you don't realize $640 on all these little things that you do and they start to add up. And you're not checking your credit card probably religiously or thinking about how much you need it.
I got to cancel that gym membership.
You haven't?
No, because there was a part of me that thought, oh, I'm going to go back after I called them to sign up for them.
Yeah, if you haven't been in the gym in a decade, yeah, it's probably good to cancel.
Are they still taking that money for the student loan?
Is it March, February? Oh, I could check. Yeah, I'll check today to see if they... I can check right now, but if all of a sudden you hear, fuck!
They did.
I'll check right now.
Did you ever go talk to Chip about getting your credit all straight out?
I have to get all this taken care of first. No, I already figured out what my problem is. I don't have any credit.
Right.
I opened up a credit card. I'll be good in a few months. We'll be good.
He's got to charge up a bunch of dumb shit.
Perfect.
I was gonna.
He's getting the WWE channel.
I already made a couple purchases, and no, I'm not going to tell you what they were.
Come on.
I know what they are.
Oh, pipe down, Sinicki.
Why did you get?
He got G.I. Joes off eBay or whatever.
That's the way to put that credit. Do you want to show a responsible adult?
He's buying toys.
He's putting together the profile of a responsible man.
I'm buying vintage toys. Get off my ass. I'm happy over here.
Yeah, they say much of the $640, $170 on average is poured into the streamers like Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus. So that's what you're spending for that, and that's not too bad. But they say that the cable packages saw like a 30% increase from 2017. So people still trying to figure out what to do, but cord cutting is on the rise as more people are going to the app-based stuff, and I kind of get it. And I think, I look at Xfinity, who I rep, and just looking at them, they're putting together a streaming dashboard. I think they know. It's like, you know what? If you're a company that says, we're going to fight this all the way to the end, then it's going to end. I think they're realizing that, hey, you know what? We're a cable company, but let's do technology and things like that. Like they got the streaming dash that you do now.
Let's evolve
Yes.
with the times.
We're not going to go against it.
Right.
So as people are canceling their cable subscriptions, we realize that you're still getting the same channels. They're now just in the form of an app.
So let's make that app.
Right. Let's make that app, and let's not get upset when they cancel their cable because we're just going to get them on the streaming thing, which is great.
Let's not be a dinosaur.
Yeah. And so the evolution of them has been smart, and I'm like, I'm glad to see it. That's where you need to go with it. That's where we're all going. Let me see. We got some emails over here. Jaybird, this one for you. A girlfriend-boyfriend pizza. Monica from Miami stumbled across this on Instagram the other day. It is a pizza that has calzone garlic knots, and then the boyfriend pizza has meat toppings and chicken wings on the crust, while the girlfriend pizza has veggies on it. Plan to try out this novelty pizza next time I'm in the Orlando area, and what she saw is from Mario's Pizza Orlando. If you're up there, you can see that. She sent the photo if you're watching KVJ TV.
Why does the man pizza have the delicious meat and the girl pizza's got vegetables?
Oh, yeah, because, it's sexist.
Sexist pie.
Sexist pizza.
Sexist pizza. Oh, so what? So women can't eat meat and guys can't eat vegetables?
I mean, I know that someone's going to have that comment.
I mean, nothing better for me than sausage. Am I right, girls?
Oh, you're right.
Let me see a couple other emails. Nick in Melbourne said, I just heard this story on a podcast. I was wondering why Jaybird's never mentioned the Holy Cross Academy. It's right up his alley. In the early 2000s, there was a nun that was stabbed 92 times and murdered at Holy Cross Academy in Miami.
What?
Have you heard of this?
They need to give that nun a chainsaw.
Yeah, is that why you're having horrific nun dreams? The murderer was an exchange student that said he felt overtaken and outside his body. Creepy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not familiar with that case.
That's when you think like, okay, possession is real.
Yeah.
But or could it be possession's an excuse somebody uses for their twisted fantasies that turn to reality?
I don't know, and I hope I never have to come face to face.
Yeah.
If you do, Virginia, attack first and attack hard. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
You're not going to take me, and nobody's taking me.
We're not
I'm not
taking-
going quietly. I'm not going easily. I'm stabbing everybody.
We're not getting in the trunk. We're not.
Nope.
We're not. We are having it out right here
Nope.
and then. You're trying to grab me. We're gonna fucking. I'm grabbing.
We're
I'm
going.
ripping.
We're going down swinging here, and now I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be the loudest.
So okay, you're in a parking lot. Someone comes up to you with a mask on, with a gun. All right, shut up. Don't say a word.
I'm saying a word.
Get in the car.
I am saying a word. I'm not getting in the car. I'm going to fight for my life.
One
in the
more
parking
word and you
lot.
get it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to do whatever I can. If you shoot me there in the parking lot, oh well, you were going to shoot me anyway. They're not going to shoot you in the parking lot. They're just not. They want to take you to a second place and shoot you
And
after they rape you and do all kind of stuff to your butt.
I just feel like people that are trying to take people, if you throw them off their game, I feel those first moments are so important.
Yes. And I've listened to so many Dateline things because now they have a podcast. And that happens so often where these people let somebody take them and then they die at the second location, where if they would have put up a fight, sometimes the guy's faking and lying and says he has a gun and he doesn't even have a gun when he takes you in the parking lot.
But sometimes people do. They get paralyzed with fear. That's a real thing. And
well,
if that happens,
you need to mentally prepare yourself and be ready if this ever happens. And if you have a plan that you're not going to be taken from the first location, then you have a way better chance of surviving.
What do you do, Kev? You're in a parking lot, same thing, mask guy. Get in the car right now. Do you go in the car?
Don't go, Kevin.
I mean, he's right there with the gun right on you.
Don't go,
There's
you
nowhere
fight.
you can run. You have to
You
either
fight him right there.
You
and then
fight them right there. You
die
make,
right there?
No, you make noise. You draw attention. They don't want attention. They don't want anybody to see what's going on.
I guess I'm just asking you, would you get in the car to go to that second location? Because at that moment, you have to make a decision.
Don't go.
I think it depends upon, like, what does the first location look like? Is it someplace where there are people around? Then I think you want to make noise because hopefully somebody would notice and, they would either intervene or they would at least be able to call the police to say, hey, here's a car, here's a license plate, and they took them. If nobody's around and something like that, it depends upon who this guy is and
You don't
what's
know.
going on, how close he holds the gun to me.
Okay, you're in the woods. kind of just, you're near a city, but there's the woods next to you.
Is it the woods or is it a city?
It's you can see the city from the woods.
What the hell is it? Is it the woods or is it the city?
Yeah.
The guy's like, all right, Ralston.
Are there people around?
There's nobody
How
around.
well lit is it?
It's 3:30
3:30 in the
It sounds like
afternoon?
you're already in the second location.
No. Kevin is just coming off a KVJ event. Everyone's gone, and it's near a city, but the woods are there. So Kevin's walking out.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Ralston. Get in the car right now. No one's around.
He knows my name.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. He's been watching you. I hate your show and that one coworker, that one Cajun dude you work with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about it.
You die because of me? I'm going to feel bad.
That's tough.
There's no talking. Get in the car, bitch.
Well, I mean, how big is the person, the assailant?
I'm 6'7".
Yeah.
Damn.
Then I might get in the car.
Really?
So we're going, who knows? Maybe they're trying to give me a cash reward.
I don't know. I think Virginia disagrees with you.
I do. You got to fight. You got to run. You got to battle. You got to scream.
Well,
you
my
got
odds at that moment aren't great. I'll be like, well, I'll take my chances on the next place.
No, the next place is where they're going to kill you. It's
But-
where they've already scoped it out.
But does Kevin have a point, though? If that first location is not in your favor, do you try to get a better situation when you do go in the car?
Yeah, plus when we get in the car, we might go by a place where now I could tumble out of the vehicle and I got a better chance.
Oh, Ralston's making some good points.
No, they why would you ever want to go along with their plan? You have to disrupt whatever their plan is and throw them off.
So
But
Nick,
I want to find the environment
you
where
don't
I'm
let them
best suited.
They're taking you to the environment that they want. I'm not going. I'm flipping the script and I'm getting out of this my way. I'm not gonna do what you want me to do because your end game includes me dying.
Yeah, and I would think typically you'd try to, the first location, not take me anywhere, but it just depends upon what the circumstances are.
Okay, I've heard both of your cases, and one of you is right. I'll tell you guys on Monday.
I won't be here.
Yeah, Virginia won't be here.
And I'm glad.
I was going to agree with your witchy ass.
I always keep a knife in my side of my door, too. I always have a knife in the door of my car. And if anybody gets froggy, I will stab first and ask questions later.
Well, I think to your point earlier, if you do talk about it, don't become obsessed with all this stuff, but if you do talk about it a little bit and have somewhat of a plan and you kind of visualize, maybe you won't freeze if you are sort of prepared.
If you run it through in your head, you certainly don't want to freak yourself out or live in fear. But I'm just talking about preparation techniques.
I hear you.
I'm just talking about you don't want to be the person that freezes and doesn't know what to do, and you could have saved yourself, but you didn't because you hadn't thought about this ever happening to you.
I have a whole plan if someone breaks into my townhouse. I slide the bed across my door, so if they try to get in, it's going to struggle. I jump over my little ledge area. I try to land on my feet. I try to let Chewy out from the bottom. Hopefully the guy's going up the stairs as I'm on the ground. He's going up there to kill me. I'm leaving with Chewy at the bottom.
I like it.
I think it's the only plan. I have an axe, but I don't know. I think he had to use the axe on me.
Yeah.
Something tells me he'll get the axe.
I
Yeah.
have no upper body strength. All the guy would have to do is like grab the wood part and just yank it from me. Fuck you.
Now you're getting raped with the axe.
All right, jeez.
No, right?
Cynic, you always got to take it too far.
Always got to take it
I
too
just
far.
want you to be prepared.
I think I am prepared.
You want the story about that nun?
Yes.
Okay. Happened on March 25th, 2001, Holy Cross Academy in Miami. It was a 39-year-old nun and this 22-year-old exchange student, like you'd said. And apparently the exchange student felt like the nun had belittled him. So he knocks down a half a bottle of wine, just all discouraged about his life and everything else. He goes in and confronts the nun in her chambers with a steak knife and a fire poker.
Oh, my
Stabs her
God.
over 90 times. Her nude body is found on the floor of the Covenant's bedroom inside the Holy Cross compound. He was training to be a Byzantine monk.
What?
Yeah, and now he's looking at 30 years in prison. And apparently right after that happened, all these parents withdrew all their kids from the school, and the school shut down a year later.
See, that's not possession. He was belittled.
He was belittled.
He had a
It was
gripe.
retaliation. He was going to show her, you don't embarrass me.
And then he boozes up to get the courage to do it.
Crazy.
Damn.
Uh-huh. So there you go.
Is that a documentary? Or is that just a story?
It was a podcast, I think you said you heard it on.
Because there's another one on Netflix I see, and it's about a nun. They've got her picture up there, and it's a murder special. I'm wondering if that's the same thing. Or just are nuns. There's a lot of murdered nuns.
I don't think there's a lot of murdered nuns.
I know there's a lot of singing nuns. I'm a big Sister Act fan.
Me too.
I actually like the sequel, too.
You do, huh?
I do.
Okay.
You remember the song Lauryn Hill sang?
Sing a little bit.
Oh, holy day. Or is it Oh, happy day?
It's Oh Happy
Oh,
Day.
Happy Day.
Do you remember it? I mean, talk about
boy.
a poser.
Big time.
Sister Act
He brings
fake.
us all out, yeah.
Oh. It's Oh Happy Day.
Oh.
Okay,
Holy day.
shit. My bad. I'm
It's
sorry.
Oh Holy Night.
All right.
Oh Happy Day.
I hate when I give an example that's wrong.
Completely wrong.
And he thought he was going to teach me.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he's going to show you.
I got too high on the hog.
Oh, Puffy. Let me show you something.
No, that's just because I'm drinking again.
Andy from Miami sent this email and said, hey, how do you decide what songs are on the radio?
We don't.
I recently started listening to the K-pop group BTS, and I have a question for y'all since you're in radio. How does the music that's played on the station get chosen? I know you guys probably aren't the ones picking out the songs for the day, but I'm curious as to why the same 15 or 20 songs are played on the radio over and over, and newer music is mostly neglected. It baffles me that a group like BTS, who trend on Twitter almost every single day, crashed the entire TikTok app yesterday and sold out a U.S. stadium tour in 3 days, can't get one song on the radio, and yet Girls Like You is still played ad nauseum. Who's telling the suits upstairs that listeners prefer the same songs on repeat over a mix of music? I understand BTS might be a little polarizing for listeners since the songs are mostly in Korean, but how can it even be a question when their songs are number one on iTunes and the Billboard Hot 100? I love listening to you guys, but to be honest, WRMF needs to get with the times. Andy from Miami. Well, to go into it, I don't understand all of it. I mean, just being in the industry as long as I have, I've never gone into the art form of scheduling music and all that, but just being around the people that do, I have heard their explanations because I've had the exact same questions that you have. And your first questions about this, Andy, is WRMF is a radio station that really tries to narrow focus on females that are ages 25 to 44. Jaybird.
But don't, I mean, just because you're a woman that's 25 to 44, you don't want to hear the same shit over and over again either.
Yeah, I'll get to all that stuff. But
Simmer down.
Yeah.
Well, I got opinions. No
So
happy day.
the first part of that, the 25 to
happy
44, TikTok is primarily, for the most part, under the age of 25 is into that. And I know you find somebody, my wife, who watches TikTok 12 hours a day. But for the most part, you're looking at somebody that is a little bit outside of that demographic group. So pop bands, younger pop bands like that are typically, so you'll have a station like our old station would be more 18 to 34. And so they're looking at more of the teenage group. Back at Wild, that's what we did. So that's part of it, is they test these songs, they put them out there, they do focus groups and all that kind of stuff to try to figure out what it is. And part of that is they come back, and I had to realize that not many people listen to the radio or music as much as I do. And so they even have a category called Burn on how tired people are of that. And your average person doesn't listen to that much music. I mean, Virginia, for instance, like, we can't believe she doesn't hardly ever listen to music. Well, Jaber and I listen to music all the time. So I get burnt out on stuff really fast. And I probably have more of the sensibilities of somebody that's a 25 to 30-year-old in music. And I would like to have, music fresh and all that stuff. And I bounce between alternative and country and pop and hip hop a little bit. But that's the main reason why. So they're trying to find those songs that person who doesn't regularly listen to the radio, that's 25 to 44, and a female for the most part, and that's the radio station, listen to. So through all the testing, all that, that's how they've come up with that.
But isn't it weird, though? Isn't it kind of an older philosophy in today's day? And I get why people would do that, 80s, 90s, and even in the early 2000s. But now everybody can go on YouTube and without paying anything and listen to any song they want to, and even make their own autoplay. So if someone really wants to hear music, especially in the morning, why wouldn't you just go ahead and make your own playlist that's completely free and actually very user-friendly? And shit, if I can do it, y'all can do it.
Well, it's because of music discovery. One of the main reasons why people still listen to the radio is because they have music discovery. They're finding out new songs, and then they hear information about those songs. And so that's one of the top reasons people still go to radio.
But if it's the same 8 songs, how is that new discovery?
They still bring in new music. You know, I mean, to somebody out there, like at one point, the Maroon 5 Memories or whatever it is was a new song. You're like, oh, I feel like I'm so plugged in. Maroon 5 to them has a new song called Memories. And songs can remain new for a while. So that's why they do that. And you'll find people a little bit more progressive with music are probably listening to a streaming service and then making their own playlists. That's what I typically do myself. But I am a little bit on the more advanced level of wanting new music. But there is a lot of people that are not like me. And the percentage of the people that are highly intensive into music are not the majority of people. People think they're really plugged in, but they're really not. And that's why they do that. And they test it and, you know, try to get, they got to try to get the largest audience they can. So they go with mainstream stuff. There was a radio station format called Jack that would play a little bit of everything. And pretty much all those stations are gone. Because people are going, I like a variety of different stuff. And they're going, cool, then you've got Jack. And then 10 years later, you don't have Jack.
Because Jack didn't do that great.
Yeah, Jack didn't get ratings. And then you can't sell a lot of commercials for a lot of money. And then nobody makes cash. And people like to make money in this business. So that's what it is. It's a very complex mathematical thing. And, you know, I don't know if they always have it right. There was just something in the country music world that came out that they found out that country music PDs were playing female artists a lot less than what their audience wanted. And so it was kind of a to let them know that, hey, get it right. But, you know, if you wanted to ever sit down, Jaybird, for a long, drawn-out, boring music discussion, I've had those where I went with a music guy. He's one of the biggest guys at scheduling music, and I threw him all these questions, and he came back with data and data and data and said, look, here's that, and I'm like, all right.
I completely understand. My whole thing is, I won't be fun to bring along because I personally think the way they do it is in a way to prove their own point for it to be right. The number one number one complaint we get is repetitive music, always.
Yeah. Well, they
Since
could
in
tell
my
you,
career.
right, and they would tell you open up your own radio station, invest $10 million in it, and then when it goes bankrupt, then you've lost $10 million.
Well, then you're just swinging dick. Shut up, you have your opinion. I'm just saying my opinion is if you're doing surveys and you're doing all that kind of research, I'd like to see how they would do that research because I feel sometimes you can do research to kind of celebrate your own point.
They study the frequency on songs and the best testing songs, how often they should play them. And in larger cities, they found about every 45 minutes is about the best. At the most, just about an hour to an hour and a half. And so that, trust me, when you have millions of dollars tied into these radio stations, they do extensive testing on what is the best way to do it. It's not something where somebody's just like, screw it, let's play this or not play that.
I don't think that they are doing that. I think they really believe in their philosophy.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I believe in it.
Well, they would tell you, go ahead and open up your own radio station and see how it does.
No, again, they have the power and the money to do that. I understand.
Yeah.
I would not do well. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying people
They've
don't...
tried, and I brought that up too, and he's like, here's the station that did that, here's the station that did that, and they didn't last.
Again, though, if you're debating stuff, you'd have to go to that individual station. There's many other factors that why it couldn't work. I know I'm sounding like an annoying lawyer right now, but every specific...
You've never sounded like a lawyer.
Well, like I wasn't done. A caveman lawyer.
Yeah.
No, I just... I never mind.
Yeah, so that's it. I know people, trust me, I got the same questions, and I sat down and had the extensive conversation, and they threw stuff at me like that, and so, you know, that's kind of it. And that's why for me personally, I find that I like a lot of the streaming where it's like I can find, typically what I do is I get enough new stuff, and the streaming services are a little bit repetitive. But then, you know, I kind of put my own stuff in there, and I have my own playlist, and if I get sick of a song, I take it out of that playlist.
Well, I mean, you're the king of the playlist. I think everybody on this side of the Mississippi knows that.
That's how I love doing it.
Do you still do playlists? Because I know for a while...
Oh, yeah, big time.
You would name them. Do you still name them?
No, I don't. You know, I've got the main ones that I do is I have an alternative, I have country, and I have pop, and those are the three main ones that I listen to. But I got one called Drinking Music that it's like, hey, it's the weekend, and these are all songs that'd be great to fire up at a kegger.
Upbeat. Party.
But it's a little mix of everything. Yeah, they're just party songs. So
do you
I've
still
got
have Beastie Boys in your mix?
I do. Yeah, I've got them in some of the alternative categories.
I'd ask Virginia,
Well, I
but
got
she
names.
doesn't like music unless it's some
I
French.
do. I have many playlists. If I know I have to do something and I know I'm in charge of the music, I take it very fucking serious.
She does.
And I have a few playlists. I have a Pride Fest playlist. I have a Crawfish Fest playlist. I have birthday parties for my kids playlist.
If you want to get Virginia, you know, feeling the music and singing, throw a couple drinks down her gullet, and she's ready to sing.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
If I have a little buzz, all of a sudden, I'm not interested in spoken word anymore.
Do you want to
Yeah.
hear music?
I'm not here to learn. Then I'm here to dance. I'm here to shake my vagina. What's up? Let's go.
It is true. You could see it happen after her first drink.
And she's ready to go, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
to
We're all
sing
like that.
karaoke.
I get it, though.
I dance poorly, and I give no apologies.
Music and drinking go very well together.
They do.
Yeah. So, yeah, who knows? I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the future of radio and streaming and all that happens. I mean, we're talking about TV doing that, but, yeah, music is going to be the same way. To me, I always believe in, spoken word in one place and music in another.
That's ultimately what I believe, too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, I just know if I'm listening to something and I'm really into it, the last thing I want to do is hear a song and not get to it. But that's just how I consume content.
Oh, I know.
I'd be annoyed to wait 10 minutes.
I currently have that debate with all of our management, too, saying get rid of the music. Let's just talk. That's why they're here. And they'll be like, oh, you see, this song tested really well. You can see right here is a spike in the ratings. And so, like, all right, whatever. So, that's the way it is. We all got our own strong opinions on it. So who knows? Yeah, you're right. It's tough when you try to debate the numbers.
It is.
All right. What are you going to do? Let me see here. The final thing, taking a look at our best things to do in Delray. I saw that the Sail Inn has vaulted itself into the top 5 now after talking about that little dive bar.
Okay.
Well, people did call back into Denny's after we made kind of a thing out of it, and people were defending it, and they go, we love the fact that you guys are saying it's a dive bar. We don't want people coming here. We like it the way it is. We like it, the people that are there, the locals.
We need to go in there and see what this Sail Inn's all about.
Yeah.
Apparently, Kev, it is legendary.
I go to Delray a lot to go to Sunday State Style. Why don't we go to the Sail Inn next time I'm over there? I know your wife works in Delray.
Oh, we're in Delray all the time. Yeah, I mean, that's why hearing about it, I'm like, I've never heard of the Sail Inn, and I think I regularly go to every place in Delray.
I think that's why people, or that one woman was upset, because how did you guys... You never heard of this place?
No, just put it on my radar. I did not know. And George Bush Boulevard, right where that is not a majorly traveled area.
I don't even know where that's at.
Yeah, it's a little bit down by
off the
Tennessee.
beaten
Yeah, it's off the
path.
beaten path a little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah, now Sail Inn is running away with it. It's got 36% of the votes, and it's number 1.
It's number 1.
Number 1. People proving a point. Sail
Is
Inn
it
is
that
the...
one lady telling all her friends to vote?
Probably.
No, it's not. I don't think it is. Only because
Okay.
Denny said he was flooded with calls and people were defending it.
Okay. So here's what we got right now. Sail Inn has run away with it. You got the Sandbar with just now a little over 12% of the vote. Pinball Museum in 3rd place. Tin Roof in 4th. And Johnny Brown's is in 5th.
That pinball place, is that a legit, like they have pinball there?
Yeah, it's a whole like a pinball museum, but it's also like a fun, it's big, it's like a bar, it's like a fun little...
It's an adult thing?
It's
Yeah.
kids and adults.
Yeah.
I've been to kids' birthday parties there.
I'd say it's more adult than kids.
That is the place I want to try.
You
I've
should.
never been.
You would like it.
There's a lot of cool things in Delray. That's why I thought it deserved its own list. So,
Well, we need to go.
Look, I'm ready to go this weekend. You're the one that's got to go out, go to New Orleans.
It's only a tradition. 15 years, you know me. When have I ever missed one?
It's February 21st, and 5 weeks back from Christmas break. Yeah, it's time for a vacation.
You push me.
all right, Virginia, out for the next couple of days. We'll see you, on Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're going it alone.
Coach, if I am prepared, can I try to do the dirt? Last time, it was very last minute. If I had the 3 stories ready,
Yeah.
let me try out in the 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot less people listening.
Okay.
It's an audition.
It's an audition. If
Yeah.
I crush it,
Okay.
I get the 7 o'clock nod.
Oh, okay, yeah. And you just keep going like that if it was good.
If
then
I
you
do good.
okay. And who's voting on this? Do I do a 5-call says it all?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the audience chooses if you do it or not?
Be
Okay.
cool, audience.
Okay. All right. Some of the fun stuff we'll have for you next week. You guys enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.